breaking down barriers, living and leading with access. The walls we build. Human beings are natural builders, but not always in the ways that bless. We build companies, homes, and strategies, but we also build invisible walls. We draw lines around who we trust, who we welcome, and who we let close. Sometimes those lines feel like wisdom, keeping us safe. But if we are honest, those same walls often become prisons that limit the relationships we form, the growth we allow, and the impact we are able to have. In life and in business, it is easy to close the circle tight. We gather with people who think like us, vote like us, worship like us, or work like us. And yes, that gives a sense of belonging. But belonging bought at the cost of excluding others is counterfeit community. It soothes the ego while starving the soul. The God who grants access. Ephesians 2:18 says, "For through him we both have access to the Father by one Spirit." That single sentence holds a disruptive truth. Access to God, the very heart of belonging, peace, and purpose, is not based on heritage, performance, or achievement. It is given freely through Jesus, and it is sustained by the Spirit. The word access in Greek carries the image of being escorted into a king's throne room. You are not barging in. You are being welcomed in by someone who has the authority to bring you close. Imagine that moment. The guard does not stop you. The gate does not close. You are ushered in with dignity. That is the picture Paul paints. Now here is the kicker. If God has done that for us, if the wall between us and him has been torn down, then we no longer have the right to build walls between one another. From division to unity. In Paul's day, the great divide was between Jews and Gentiles. Two groups, two cultures, two histories, both claiming identity and belonging in different ways. Paul's message was radical. Jesus ended the hostility. The curtain in the temple tore. The barrier fell. Now, everyone has equal footing at the Father's feet. Fast forward to today. The divides may look different, but the dynamics are the same. At work, it might be leadership versus employees, innovators versus traditionalists, or departments that act like rival kingdoms. In life, it may be politics, race, economics, or religion. The human tendency to divide has not changed, but the invitation of the gospel is still the same. Unity, not uniformity. Access, not exclusion. The cost of closed doors. Here is where the tension bites. Closed doors do not just hurt others, they hurt us. When we limit who we let in, we limit the perspectives we hear, the creativity we access, and the wisdom we gather. Businesses suffer when leaders only trust the voices that echo their own. Relationships suffer when we filter out those who challenge us. Communities suffer when walls rise higher than bridges. And if we are not careful, we will spend our lives in echo chambers, safe but small. What access looks like in real life. Access in the kingdom of God is not passive. It looks like action. It is Jesus welcoming the tax collector to dinner. It is the Samaritan woman receiving living water. It is Paul, once the persecutor, now the preacher. In business, access looks like leaders who do not just tolerate different perspectives, but invite them to the table. It looks like organizations where titles do not dictate whether your ideas matter. It looks like mentoring the overlooked, investing in the quiet voices, and creating systems where every team member knows they can approach leadership without fear. In life, access looks like friendships that cross lines of difference. It looks like listening before labeling. It looks like refusing to let your comfort zone become your cage. The gift you did not earn. Here is the truth that humbles and heals. None of us earned this access. You did not climb a ladder high enough to reach God. You did not negotiate your way into His presence. Jesus made the introduction. The Spirit walked you in. And when you let that reality sink in, it changes how you treat others. You stop seeing people as competitors for belonging and start seeing them as fellow guests at the same table. Grace dismantles pride. Grace multiplies generosity. Grace creates leaders who lead with open hands, not clenched fists. A call to tear down the walls. So let me ask you, what walls are you still hiding behind? Is it the wall of us versus them in your industry? Is it the wall of people like me only in your relationships? Is it the wall of perfectionism that keeps you from letting others see your real self? Jesus already tore down the barrier between you and God. Stop rebuilding it between yourself and others. This is not just a spiritual call. It is a leadership call, a life call, a business call. Because whether you are leading a company, raising a family, or building a life, the measure of your impact will never be how tall the walls you built are. It will be how many people found access because of the doors you opened. The final word. Ephesians 2:18 is both comfort and challenge. Comfort because you belong. You already have access to the Father. No striving, no earning, no proving required. Challenge, because you are now called to live like someone who has been given access, extending it freely to others. The gospel is not just good news for eternity. It is good news for how you treat your team tomorrow morning, how you handle conflict this week, how you view the person who does not fit your mold. So step out from behind the walls. Open the door. Let your leadership, your relationships, and your life echo the welcome of God Himself. Because access is not just what you have been given, it is what you are called to give.